The sun is about to disappear at noon, and no one standing beneath it will know why. The light begins to fail in the middle of the day, not fading like dusk, but shrinking, as if something has reached up and pinched the flame between two fingers. Birds fall silent. The air turns cold. For a few unbearable minutes, the world stands in darkness it cannot explain. This has happened before, again and again, across the long span of human history, in places and centuries no one alive today will ever see. More than 3,000 years ago, diviners working for the Shang dynasty in ancient China carved questions into ox bones and turtle shells, then heated them until they cracked, reading the fractures like a language. Some of those inscriptions describe the sun as being eaten. Historians believe these may be among the earliest written records of a solar eclipse ever made. In a world with no science, the sky was the calendar, the clock, and the warning system all at once. When it broke its own rules, someone needed an answer. Travel west and further back in time to a hilltop in what is now Germany at a place called Middelburg. In 1999, treasure hunters unearth a bronze disc buried in the earth. Researchers date it to around 1600 BCE, making it one of the oldest known maps of the cosmos ever created by human hands. Pressed into its blue-green surface are gold symbols: a full moon, a crescent, and a tight cluster of 7 dots most astronomers identify as the Pleiades. Whoever shaped this disk was not simply watching the sky. They were trying to hold on to it, to shrink something vast and unpredictable into something small enough to carry in 2 hands. That same instinct, turning fear into pattern, appears again and again across the ancient world. Archaeoastronomer Anthony Avini has spent decades studying how cultures from the Maya to the Anasazi built their temples and myths around the movement of the sky. His research suggests eclipses were rarely seen as natural events. They were read as messages: a god enraged, a dragon devouring the sun, a jaguar attacking the moon. Picture a band of 30 or 40 people on an open plain, moving through an ordinary afternoon, when someone points upward. The sun now has a bite taken out of it. Within minutes, the bite becomes a wound, and the light around them turns a strange metallic gray unlike any dusk they have known. The temperature drops enough to feel on bare skin. Daytime animals go still. Nocturnal animals stir in confusion, uncertain what hour it is. Then, for a few minutes, the sun vanishes completely, and stars appear in the middle of the day. Researchers studying eclipse folklore find the same reactions surfacing across unrelated cultures and continents. People banging on pots and drums, trying to frighten away whatever is swallowing the sun. Others throw grain and water toward the sky as offerings, or pull their children close, refusing to let them look up. None of this was irrational panic. It was the most logical response available to people with no way of knowing the moon was simply passing in front of the sun. Meteor showers brought a different kind of sky event, not darkness, but light tearing across the stars, sometimes dozens of streaks in a single hour. Long before anyone understood these were fragments of comet debris burning in the atmosphere, they were read as falling souls, as messages sent down from ancestors. In Chaco Canyon, New Mexico, a rock art panel first studied closely in 1979 shows a crescent moon, a star, and a handprint painted together on the sandstone. Some archaeoastronomers have proposed this may record the supernova of 1054 CE, an explosion so bright that Chinese court astronomers also documented it, describing a guest star visible in daylight for weeks. Whether the Chaco panel depicts that exact event remains debated, but one thing is not in question. Ancient people were watching the sky closely enough, for long enough, to notice when it changed. It would be easy to assume this fear made early humans only superstitious. But that same fear may have quietly built the foundation of science itself. Predicting an eclipse requires years, sometimes decades of careful, repeated observation, passed from one generation of watchers to the next. By around 700 BCE, Babylonian astronomers were tracking a repeating eclipse pattern now known as the Saros cycle, roughly 18 years long. That is not myth. That is data collection, hypothesis, and prediction, carried out continuously by people who had never heard the word astronomy. The fear did not only produce stories about dragons and gods, produced method. Today, a phone can reveal the exact minute of the next total eclipse anywhere on Earth, decades before it happens. And yet, the primal response has never left. Watch footage of any modern eclipse crowd, and you will see the same sudden hush, the same gasp, the same unexplainable chill people feel even knowing exactly what is happening. The nervous system does not know the difference between 3,000 years ago and now. It still answers the sky the way it always has. Somewhere on Earth right now, someone is standing beneath a darkening sky, feeling exactly what their ancestors felt. Only this time, it isn't fear. It's wonder.